So I'm about to have some lunch and I thought I would film it while I talk some shit because I still get the same questions over and over, as do many coaches and trainers and all the rest of it. Let's go through and talk about why you need to weigh your fucking food. So I'm gonna get my lunch ready. I already know what the macros are. I already know how many grams I need to have of each. So I'm going to talk shit whilst I do so. My lunch is relatively the same every single day because I like consistency. I also like to make sure that I'm not having to guess. One of the stupidest things that people do is it's that old adage again, if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. And me, with how hectic I am with busyness and the kids and the missus and work and doing the R.Y.S.E movement and everything else that I do, not to mention that I train on average 12 times a week, I have to be prepared, otherwise I'm gonna fuck up. And I'm probably gonna go through Guzman, I'm probably gonna go through KFC, I'm gonna do something that's not going to benefit my life, especially while I'm doing this 8-week program with the men, 8 weeks to a new man. I wanna make sure that I get the results that I wrote down on a piece of paper as a goal. Like, they mean something to me. I'm sick of being a fat shit. I wanna make sure that I can get back into, similar sort of bodybuilding shape, maybe somewhere around the 10 to 12% mark, and then just maintain my life there. Like, it's so much easier just to maintain things rather than having to go all the way up to 133 plus kilos and then diet all the way down to 106 or so to be at 12% body fat on calipers. So consistency is key. Prepare, make sure you got your meals, make sure you know what you're doing. Another thing that I also do, so I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that, I just really like these for convenience. It's the pasta la vista, and I also use the beef tortellini, barbecue mixed grill, bangers and mash, and that's pretty much it. All the rest of them pretty much taste shit. That's just my opinion. Anyway, so this is called Power Foods. I use these meals relatively often. I usually do about 2 of them a day. Whenever I've got like back-to-back coaching sessions, or I'm really, really busy, or I'm not at home, I'll come home for 45 minutes, whack it in the microwave and inhale my food so that I know that I've got my macros tracked for that period. So this one here, this is the pasta la vista. This is 40 grams of protein, 11.7 grams of fat, and 35.6 grams of carbohydrates. There's a small amount of sodium in it. It tastes decent. It's a good, quick, easy meal. There's not a huge amount of vegetables, so you kind of want to make sure that you're bolstering the rest of it with, some vegetables or some extra fiber from Wheat Bix or something like that, just to make sure that you're hitting your protein, fats, carbs, and fiber. They're the most important things. They're the things that are going to make sure that you get body composition changes. So anyway, this isn't for me today. I'm going good old chicken, rice with a bit of, I guess, pico de gallo and some of this sauce here. I factor into my macros every single day, something that makes the food taste better so it's not boring bodybuilder food. Now, because I've been doing this a long ass time, I know that you're supposed to weigh things raw. I know that this chicken breast, when I had it out, it was 330 grams. Whereas now, if I tear that off and grab my chicken out, that chicken is 244 grams. So being cooked, I cooked it in the oven. That's probably lost, that's not bad. It's probably lost 60 grams or so. So I know that I can put that in MyFitnessPal for 300 grams, 320 grams, and it'll be pretty close. At the same time, I'm not doing a bodybuilding prep. I don't need my macros to be 100% perfect every single day. So I know that this one here, this is 243 grams of chicken, and then I'm gonna put in 250 grams of cooked rice. So if you have 100 grams of uncooked basmati, that works out to be about 250, 260 grams cooked. There we go, 260 bang on the dot. Now the reason why we weigh everything is because we want to make sure that we're accurate with our nutrition. If you're doing a bodybuilding prep or you're sport specific, you need to be a certain weight, you want to make sure that you're actually tracking your macros, especially carbohydrates. Every gram of carb that you take in, you take 3 grams of water with it, not to mention the actual food weight of it, and when it sits in your gut and you're about to pass it as shit, you've got to take all that weight into consideration as well. So I've seen athletes absolutely fuck up their prep and absolutely ruin their peaking day sort of thing, where they have to be a certain weight just because they've went out and had a burger or something like that that wasn't equated into their macros, and then their weight's over by 900 grams to 1.5 kilos just because their body's gotten some form of carbohydrate, some form of salt, some form of extra water, and it's held on to everything. And if you don't make weight, you don't get to compete. So make sure you make weight. So I'm going to bung this into the microwave for a couple of minutes. How good's the spot for the microwave? So I still need this fucking thing. I'm gonna tear it off. So in MyFitnessPal, always put, I don't have the top shit bit of the tomato, but that's 99 grams. I already put 100 grams into my Fitness Pal, and then red onion, I think I put in 50 grams already. I like red onion, even though I have to brush my teeth after every single time. And then cucumber, 100 grams of cucumber. If you guys are laughing at me because this feels foreign or it looks weird, it's because it is foreign. If you understand that joke, you're my type of person. 120, can't go wrong with a little bit of extra. I'll just track that in my Fitness Pal. See how I went over, but I'm still going to make sure, get the fuck off. I'm still gonna make sure that I track it in my Fitness Pal. Another fun fact about onion is an amazing source of prebiotic fiber. So if you're looking to make sure that your gut is healthier and that you can take nice proper dumps, add some red onion, some brown onion. Just eat onion, onion's good for you. It's not good when your missus mopped and did the floors yesterday and you dropped shit all over it. Love you, honey. Fuck. Fuck! I'm so fucking, I've wound up on caffeine because I was just doing content and my brain can't fucking think. I've got too many things going on in my mind at once. I'm trying to clean up, I'm trying to slice that shit and fuck. Now that shit's ready, pull her out. That's good to go, that can go the fuck away. So one thing that I've been thinking about for the last couple of weeks while I've been doing this program, 8 Weeks to a New Man, is I've been thinking why it took so long for me to start dieting again, why it took so long for me to, slowly lose 20 kilos, to start dieting and, do a program with my men and all these sorts of things. And honestly, I feel like I was really enjoying being a fat fucker. I didn't have to worry about discipline. I didn't have to worry about all of the things that I worry about now. Tracking macros, making sure I train hard. Like I always train hard, but it was never really that big a priority. And then I guess I started seeing myself in the mirror and seeing that I wasn't, in shape, and my daughter would comment on my weight and, we'd have to reframe it to say, never talk about people's weights and all these sorts of things. Even though I was overweight and unhealthy, she was pointing out something that mattered. And I started getting to a point where being overweight, not being able to tie my shoes, being out of breath playing with the kids and all these sorts of things, being undesirable to myself, not wanting to have intimacy. I'd get to the point where I'd prefer to jerk off instead of be intimate with my partner because I was so disgusted at how I looked and how I felt. And that plays a massive role, especially when you're newly engaged and you want to be able to be intimate with one another. And so I got to this place where I was really content being a fat fuck, and until it wasn't. Until I got to the point where I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm sick of being lethargic. I'm sick of being heavy. I'm sick of just, looking in the mirror and feeling like shit. I'm sick of not being able to play with my kids and, not being athletic and all these sorts of things. And I was only 33. I was like, this is not good enough. I need to change this shit. And so I did. So, dieted down slowly over the last 2 years. Went from when I first started jiu-jitsu on March 2nd, 2021, I was 122 kilos. And then I started dieting all the way down, got down to 112, had a big refeed, and that's where I started the R.Y.S.E movement program at 115 kilos. That was all glucose though, a lot of that went. Did put on a little bit of body fat from it. And now I'm down to 111 and I feel awesome. I feel like I'm fitting into extra large shirts again, wearing large pants again. I feel really good. So I'm gonna bang all this in there and then I'm gonna chuck it on the scales and add 35 grams of my sauce. That's what it sounds like when you don't eat enough fiber. So if you guys haven't recognized, I'm a little bit erratic when it comes to doing things. I'm going through the process of ADHD diagnosis at the moment, and that probably makes a hell of a lot of sense to you guys out there that are actually ADHD. And always salt your meals. Salt has been demonized to absolute hell. Salt's really good for you. Salt helps you train, helps you get a pump in the gym, helps you recover, helps with hydration. Did you actually know that water mixed with salt, sodium specifically, and glucose are the things that actually rehydrate you? So if you're doing things like jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, running, whatever cardio sort of activities that you're doing, if you want to replenish your electrolytes and you want to make sure that you're rehydrated, small amount of glucose, some sodium and water, that's it. Or buy a decent electrolyte formula. I actually use one that you can grab from Coles. I use the Staminade powder. It's got enough carbs because I'm so big and I carry so much muscle, I deplete glucose really fucking fast. So I want to make sure that I'm uptaking glucose, uptaking sodium, not so much potassium, not so much magnesium, but sodium's the main important one, and then with water. So like for jiu-jitsu, I'll have a SodaStream bottle. I have a liter SodaStream bottle and I put 3 scoops of Staminade powder into it, and then that gets me through a jiu-jitsu session with no worries. So I'm gonna sit down, eat this, drink this, and enjoy some peace and quiet while I inhale this fucking tasty thing. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you for subscribing and leaving a review. It really helps us out. Until next time, take care and much love.